Hi, I'm Ross Rappaport, and thanks for joining me on a day I won't soon forget. The Porsche Panamera isn't exactly new, but as the only current member of the Porsche lineup that I haven't sampled, it's new to me. And this trim level, called the GTS, is in just its second year of production. You might be wondering what makes a GTS, and that's an understandable question since there are now 8 different versions of the Panamera, with 4 powertrain choices, rear or all-wheel drive, and starting prices ranging from $75,000 to $175,000. This car's right in the middle, starting just above the century mark. You get all-wheel drive and Porsche's most powerful naturally aspirated V8. So, if you're like me and you prefer raucous, edgy cars like the Cayman R, 911 GT3, or BMW's current V8 M3, this is the Panamera you want. It certainly is the one I want. The GTS exclusive upholstery is Alcantara, or synthetic suede, in black with red stitching. My first real performance car had seats finished the exact same way, and my current car does too, so there's a really strong visual appeal for me in here. And I love the red seat belts too. Our test car also has the optional 8-way power seats, with thigh and kidney bolster adjustment, as well as extended Alcantara on the headliner, shift knob, and steering wheel. Now, I understand there could be some durability concerns with such a soft material on such a high-use fixture, but every time I go to make a turn, it feels like I'm petting a soft little puppy, and who wouldn't enjoy that? Speaking of puppies, as the owner of a fairly large dog, I get really excited when a car makes it easy for me to shuttle him around. Porsche called the Panamera a sports sedan, but I prefer to think of it as the world's biggest hot hatch. There's a decently sized cargo bay, but the best part is that the rear seats fold totally flat, despite the fact that they are full-on sport buckets with their own elaborate console. So here we are, stuck in typical Northern Virginia traffic. I figured this would be a good time to talk about some boring stuff like fuel economy. This car is rated at 16 miles per gallon in the city and 23 on the highway. Now, I expected it to be pretty dismal given the way I drive, and when I'm having fun making these videos, it is 9.0 miles per gallon on this trip. But I took it to dinner, took my wife out for our anniversary dinner in DC, and this car returned 20.4 miles per gallon combined, which is quite amazing. Obviously, I wasn't beating on it the way I do for you guys, but still, nice to see that it'll return normal car fuel economy if you drive it like a normal car. Recently I've tested both the Cayman R and the new 911 Carrera S. And I have to say they were amazingly efficient, almost to the point of boredom. And I just found that the Porsche flavor was a little bit too bland for my liking. But on a car like this, front engine, V8, and 5 inches longer than a Cayenne SUV, that formula seems less boring and more like magic. There's just no way a car this big should drive this small. A Cadillac CTS-V or Mercedes CLS 63 AMG will be barely enjoyable on twisting back roads like this. But this thing just dances around them, almost like a Mini Cooper S. Unbelievable. From 0 to 60, it's basically a wash at around 4 seconds flat for all 3 cars. This car will be a tick behind once the quarter mile falls, but considering that it's down 120 horsepower, almost 200 pound-feet of torque, and is almost 200 pounds heavier than both the Caddy and the Benz, the fact that it's so close is astonishing. So, other than the fact that drive-through ATMs are a no-go in a Panamera, the only conceivable knock against this car is its hefty price tag. A similar Audi S7 is 20 grand cheaper, and the Mercedes CLS 63 and BMW M5 offer 550 horsepower for similar money. The CTS-V, 550 horsepower for about half the cost of this GTS. So on paper, I understand it looks overweight, underpowered, and overpriced. But in the real world, on the pavement, none of those cars can touch this experience. This is easily my favorite Porsche product and one of my top 5 cars of all time. It is that good. And what cemented it for me was just how practical this car is. You can take it skiing, take it to Home Depot, and then haul ass on your way home. It's unbelievable. You have to try one for yourself. I'm Ross Rappaport. Thanks for watching me today. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this car, and I really look forward to hearing from you. See you next time.
A little blanket?
Yeah, we have to put Chris in here because he's a normal-sized human, unlike me. But a normal-sized human can fit, totally recline in the back. How tall are you, Chris?
6 foot.
Nice. All right, a 6-foot human. Body's in the trunk. Well done, Porsche.